Hey, welcome back to the podcast, Evil Dungeon Master Universe Podcast. I am your host, Evil Dungeon Master Vince. Hopefully you're having had a great weekend and you're waking up for Monday because it's early in the morning and now it's Monday and we have to all start our week because, it's a new week. I was looking over gaming material this weekend after watching the SummerSlam pay-per-view with my wife and family for WWE. Yeah, I'm a wrestling fan. Everybody knows that, so I was watching that this weekend. And it was a good time, but still in between, I was looking at gaming material, and, there's a couple things here and there, but there's one thing I wanted to talk about today that really burns my butt, and it's people, when you game in a group together, and you as a GM are expected to have an adventure ready, have NPCs ready, try to, line everything up, prepare as best as you can a nice adventure, and then you have players who don't know how the system works. Now, I'm not talking about, first time for everybody, because that happens. People don't always know the game, and you're playing the game, and you give everybody the books, and make a character with the player, and you expect them to at least read up on their character, read up on the mechanics of the game at least. And then when it comes time to playing, they have no idea what they're supposed to roll or what they're supposed to do. Now, okay, maybe it's a new player and you give them the leeway to do that. That's fine. And you help them out. Sometimes you assign another player at the table to help that player out, just to guide them as a mentor if they're a brand new role player. But someone that's a seasoned role player that has played in other games should know how to play the game. At least when it's downtime for the game, like during the week, and sometimes you don't play for 2 weeks, open the fucking book and look in it. I'm sorry to get a little angry here, but that just pisses me off. Having to constantly repeat what you need to roll and what modifiers you need to add. Yeah, I know some systems are really difficult. Maybe some systems are a little bit crunchy for certain people. But at least make your own notes. Write your own notes down on a piece of paper next to your character what you need to roll when the DM tells you. And it prevents constant slowdowns in the game of you asking constantly, what do I need to roll? What do I need to do? So write it down. That's what notes are for. And it gets me a little annoyed. It's like you don't even care to learn the system or play the game with us. So why are you here? And if you're here for social interaction, fine, I get it. I've done that myself, but at least I learned the mechanics of the game enough to play. So, do you have players like that in your game out there, folks? What do you do with them? I really want to know, because it really just burns my ass when people do that constantly. And yeah, it's Monday, so we had to get a little rant out of the way. I absolutely get it. When you're a brand new player, you don't know what you're doing, and that should be taken into account, and you can't hold that person responsible, especially if that person's trying. They're reading the book, they're trying, they can't figure it out, they need a little help. Sometimes it clicks with, just doing it over and over, or playing in a game and just constant reminder. But if you're playing a game for over a year and you're still asking, what do I gotta roll? What do I need to add? It's just, no. It's enough is enough. I don't understand why some people are like that. But tell me what you think in the comments below as we're discussing this. And that's just the first rant part of this morning. So also asked a really interesting question yesterday. Well, I don't know if it's that interesting, but it does border on the line of politics a little bit in modern day. And I don't normally like talking about those things, but I had a friend of mine who was asking me what I thought because he was playing in a new game, and he went over the GM's house, and the first thing he saw was a political sign on the outside of the door, like on the yard. Now, I'm not going to get into what side and what side, but he said he was a little turned off by seeing that because it was the opposite of what he believed. And he wasn't sure if he should continue with that game or not, but he did go inside, and he did have a nice game with nothing brought up, but he wasn't sure about going forward in the future because this person had the opposite political opinion of him. So he wanted to know what I thought about that, and of course I'm being kind of vague here because again I don't like talking about individual people and their politics, but and it caused a lot of controversy at the table. I said, was anything brought up? He said no. I said, did you have a break of some time that people could just chat or just, talk about life? He said, yeah. I said, did you talk about politics? No. Did he ever once push anything onto you for his political opinion? No. How about in game? No. It was only one session, though. Okay. So did you have a good time? He's like, yeah, I did have a good time. So why wouldn't you go back? Well, this person is voting for this person, and, I don't really like that. I said, who cares? Leave it at the door. We're all adults here. Everyone's entitled to vote whom they want to vote for in the elections. And it shouldn't hinder adults playing a game around the table. You should be able to vote whoever you want to vote for and sit around the table and not discuss it and be adults. I said, the moment the person discusses it, you can say, I'd rather not talk about it. I'm here to game. Since it's not brought up and it's only your first time, go back again, see what happens. If it does get into a political debate, you could stay quiet and just say, I don't like talking about it. If they continue to talk about it, then you can, after the session's over or right then and there, if you're uncomfortable, leave. I highly suggest waiting until after the session. That way it doesn't look like you left because of that particular reason, but I mean, it's up to you. I personally, if I went to someone's house with the opposite opinion with me, I wouldn't care. As long as they're an adult about it. If they're going to start pushing it on me, then I would probably say something and leave. But with my group, there's a policy of no politics at the table. And I don't care who you vote for, that's your business. And sometimes we do talk about it here and there, and we laugh about it because we're all friends and adults. And we've known each other for a while. So I don't see the problem here. I guess this podcast today is things that really annoy me today. Because that's what my podcast seems to be about today. And again, this is a podcast about general gaming. It doesn't have to be any particular one game. It doesn't have to be just about mechanics. It doesn't have to be about table advice. It could be about anything. This is just a universal podcast where I can just talk to the audience for about 10 to 15 minutes at a time. Sometimes have a special guest or whatever. But anyway, thank you to those that had downloaded the Roll High or Die podcast. We had reached about 1,200 downloads in a matter of 3 days when I put up the Shadowrun Unisystem game. I don't understand what happened. I mean, it wasn't just that one episode. I think that one episode got like a couple hundred downloads, and then people were downloading the back issues of all the other things that we did. And we got a bunch of reviews as well. We got about almost 40 5-star reviews after that big, massive download. Which, I mean, ratio-wise, comparatively to all the downloads, I guess that's pretty good. I don't know what percentage that is, but it's people took the time and they went and they actually did it. So if anybody can do it, that's fine. Because not all the time everything's from Spotify. Sometimes you get it off Apple. Sometimes you get it off Google RSS feed. It's available everywhere. So, and thanks to those that download this podcast as well, because I am now well above 100 reviews on Spotify, and we're doing really well on the downloads. A couple hundred each episode, and got lots of Spotify followers now. So I appreciate it. So hopefully this doesn't really turn anybody off, but everybody should have a chance to talk about certain things and get feedback from the audience. So well, tell me what you guys think about topics today of should your players learn the game, even if they're veteran players. I mean, newbies, you can let them slide. And what do you think about someone going to someone's house and seeing a political opinion opposite of theirs? Just being adults and do it, or no, turn around. This is the world we live in now. We can't deal with this crap. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the videos, share the podcast, share everything around. The more people that see these things, the better we're doing. as we're moving forward closer to 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. I appreciate every one of them. Don't forget you can join the channel here on Spotify for 99 cents a month or on YouTube for 99 cents a month and become a member of the channel. That helps support us in our endeavors. Thank you. Good night. God bless. Don't forget, keep it original, keep it old school. Good night. And no drama, no clickbait, all game. Good night.